Let me ask you a question that might sting a little bit. How much energy have you thrown away trying to prove you are important to people who do not even care? Think about it. How many times have you sat there with your phone in your hand, writing a post, or sitting at a table explaining your big plan, just waiting for that nod of approval? You are waiting for that hit of dopamine that makes you feel like you have achieved something before you have even started. We live in a world that tells you to show off your life, share your wins, share your breakfast, share your hard work. But let me tell you the harsh truth that nobody wants to admit. Most people talk about the work because they are terrified to actually do it. They announce their moves because the applause feels like success. But applause is not success. Applause is a drug. And every time you open your mouth to seek praise for a dream you have not built yet, you are losing the very power you need to build it. You see, there is a science to this failure. When you tell everyone what you are going to do, like saying you will start that business in 2026 or lose 30 pounds or write that book, your brain releases dopamine. It tricks you. It gives you the chemical reward of the goal without you having to deal with the sweat, the tears, or the focus required to actually earn it. You feel good, you feel productive, but you have not moved an inch. You are standing in the same spot, getting high on the feelings of a fantasy, while the real work remains untouched in the dark. And this is why you are stuck. This is why you feel that deep emptiness when the likes stop coming and the room goes quiet, because you have traded your strength for attention. But 2026 demands something different from you. If you want to change your life, really change it and not just put a fresh coat of paint on the same old problems, you have to learn the art of disappearing. You have to learn to welcome the dark room. You have to understand that the most powerful move you will ever make is the one nobody sees coming. Real power does not scream. It does not beg for attention. It does not need to be on television. Think about the seed in the soil. Does the seed shout when it breaks open? Does the oak tree demand an audience while it pushes its roots through the dirt in the total blackness of winter? No, it grows in silence. It grows in the dark. It anchors itself deep in the earth where no one can see. This is so that when the storm comes, and the storm is coming, it can stand tall. You are that seed, but you keep digging yourself up to see if you have grown yet. You keep showing your roots to the harsh light of what people think before they have had a chance to take hold. And then you wonder why you dry up. You have to stop giving people access to your vision before it is ready. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your process. In fact, most people in your life are not prepared to handle the size of what you are trying to build. When you share your big vision with small minds, they do not see your potential. They see their own limits reflected back at them. They will tell you to be realistic. They will tell you that it is too risky. They will plant seeds of doubt in your garden because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your change reminds them that they are staying the same. So they try to pull you back down to their level, not because they hate you, but because your rising shows that they are falling. So the first rule for 2026 is simple, but it is hard. Close your mouth. Shut it. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying why you exist. Stop trying to get people to understand you. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your growth. You do not owe anyone a list of how you got where you are or where you are going. That part of the journey belongs to you. The long nights are yours. The early mornings when your body wants sleep but your spirit wants greatness are yours. The failures that brought you to your knees are yours. When you move in silence, you become dangerous. You become hard to predict. People fear what they cannot see. They respect what they cannot predict. In a world where everyone is throwing their every thought onto the internet, the person who keeps their cards close to their chest is the one who controls the game. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a plan. It is a weapon. It keeps you from acting without thinking. It keeps you from saying things you will regret. But more importantly, it forces you to sit with yourself. And that is the part that scares you, isn't it? Being alone with yourself. We fill our lives with noise, podcasts, music, endless scrolling, gossip, and drama. We do this because if we turn it all off, if we sit in a quiet room with nothing but our own thoughts, we might have to face the person in the mirror. And for a lot of you, that person is a stranger. Or worse, that person is someone you do not even like. You have spent so much time creating a version of yourself for the world that you have lost the version of yourself that actually exists. You have been running from your own reflection. But if you want to win in 2026, you have to stop running. You have to look at that reflection and say that you are going to fix this, not for them, but for you. You have to reach a point where you like yourself enough to keep a promise to yourself. How can you trust yourself to build an empire if you cannot even trust yourself to get out of bed when the alarm goes off? How can you get respect from the world if you do not respect yourself enough to put down the junk food, to put down the distractions, and to do the work when no one is watching? You are built by the tiny decisions you make in the dark. The world rewards you in public for what you do in private, but you want the public reward without the private sacrifice. You want the trophy without the training. You want the new life without the death of the old one, but you have to die to who you used to be if you want to give birth to who you are becoming. This is about the old art of taking back control. It was taught that we are upset not by things, but by the views we take of them. We are upset because we connect our happiness to things outside of our control, like what people think, who likes us, or the result of a game. But the wise knew the secret. The only thing you control is you, your choices, your actions, and your character. Imagine if you took all that energy you spend worrying about other people's opinions and all that energy you spend trying to make the perfect image and you poured it into your own foundation. Imagine if you treated your energy like a bank account. Every time you get into drama, you are making a withdrawal. Every time you explain yourself to a fool, you are going bankrupt. You have to stop letting your power leak out. You have to save your focus like it is the last bottle of water in the desert. Because 2026 is going to ask you a question. Are you ready? Not do you want it. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants the money, the freedom, the body, and the love. But are you ready to carry the weight of it? Because the weight of success will crush you if you have not built the muscle to hold it. And muscle is built through resistance. It is built through pain. You cannot have a life of greatness without a time of pain. I know you want it to be easy. I know you are looking for the trick, the shortcut, or the easy way out. But let me tell you, the easy way leads to a hard life. The hard way, with the discipline, the silence, and the focus, leads to a life of freedom. You have to choose your hard. Being broke is hard. Being wealthy is hard. Choose your hard. Being out of shape is hard. Being disciplined in the gym is hard. Choose your hard. Having difficult conversations is hard. Living with bad feelings is hard. Choose your hard. There is no path that does not involve struggle. But the struggle you choose in the dark room, the struggle of mastering yourself, that is the struggle that sets you free. I want you to think about the idea of the dark room. In photography, before a beautiful image can be seen, it has to be developed in the dark. It has to sit in the chemicals. It has to go through a process where light cannot touch it. If you show it to the light too soon, you ruin the picture. You are in the dark room right now. Maybe you feel lonely. Maybe you feel like life is burying you. But you need to change how you see it. You are not being buried. You are being planted. This loneliness you feel is not being left alone. It is protection. Life is trying to protect you while you grow. It is removing the distractions. It is removing the fake friends. It is removing the noise so that you can finally hear your own voice. Do not run from the quiet. The quiet is where the answers are. There is a saying that a fool is known by his speech and a wise man by his silence. When you are silent, you can watch. You can see the whole game. You can see what people really want. When you are always talking, you are blind. You are so busy putting yourself out there that you cannot see what is happening. Silence gives you the advantage. It makes you the smartest person in the room because you are the only one gathering information while everyone else is giving it away. So, how do we do this? How do we step into 2026 with this new power? First, you must kill the habit of waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow is the graveyard of dreams. You say you will start in January or start on Monday. No, you start now. The moment you delay, you are training your mind to accept failure. You are training yourself that your word means nothing. You have to become a person of fast action, speed of doing. If you have an idea, you move on it in silence. You do not post about it. You do not call your mom. You do the first step. Second, you have to accept the boredom of being consistent. We love the highlight reel. We love the part in the movie where the hero gets strong in 3 minutes with music. But real life is not like that. Real life is waking up at 4:01 a.m. when it is cold and dark and you do not want to do it. Real life is doing the same boring things over and over again until they add up into greatness. It is doing it again and again. It is simple, but that is where the magic is hiding, in the dirt and in the repetition. Third, you have to let go. You have to practice not being controlled by your emotions. This does not mean you become a robot. It means you stop letting outside events control how you feel inside. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you do not react. Someone leaves a mean comment, you do not react. You are not a puppet. You do not let the world pull your strings. You stand firm in your own space. You decide how you feel. You decide what matters. This is the ultimate freedom. Because let me tell you about the people who win. The people who truly win are the ones who have a vision so clear and so strong that nothing can pull them off track. They have total focus. They do not look to the left to see who is competing with them. They do not look to the right to see who is judging them. They look straight ahead. They are running a race against their own potential, not against other people. And when you focus on yourself like that, when you truly lock in, people will start to look at you differently. They will wonder what happened. They will ask why you are so quiet or why they do not see you out anymore. They will ask why you have changed, and you won't even need to answer. You will just smile because you know that you are building something they cannot see yet. You know that you are becoming a ghost to the old life. So, you can be the leader of the new one. You have to be willing to be the bad guy in their story if it means being the hero in yours. You have to be willing to set rules that upset people. You have to be willing to say no without feeling bad. No, I cannot come. No, I cannot help you with that. No, I am not available. Being available is not a sign of your value. Your value is found in what you protect, not what you give away. Listen to me closely. The time for playing small is over. The time for begging for a seat at the table is over. You are going to build your own table, but you are going to build it in the garage with the lights off while everyone else is sleeping. There is a beast inside of you that has been sleeping for too long. It has been calmed by comfort. It has been calmed by fear. It has been calmed by the opinions of others. It is time to wake it up, but you do not wake it up with a shout. You wake it up with a whisper that says you are done with being average. A whisper that says you are ready to struggle for what you want. You have 24 hours in a day, just like the greats. The difference is not the time. The difference is the focus. The difference is they do not waste energy on nonsense. They do not chase snakes into the woods to see why they bit them. They heal the wound and keep moving. So as we look toward 2026, I need you to make a promise to yourself, a promise of silence and a promise of focus. You are going to take the next year and you are going to disappear into your purpose. You are going to study your work like your life depends on it, because it does. You are going to work on your mind, your body, and your spirit with a strength that scares you a little bit. And when you feel like quitting, because you will, when the feeling of wanting to work fades and discipline is the only thing left holding you up, you are going to remember this moment. You are going to remember that you chose this. You chose the path of the warrior. You chose the path of the lion who moves in silence. You do not need them to believe in you. In fact, it is better if they do not. Let their doubt be your fuel. Let their jokes be the wood in your fire. But do not burn the house down trying to prove them wrong. Just build a bigger house. Everything you want is on the other side of a door marked focus, but you have to walk through it alone. You have to leave the extra things at the entrance. You have to leave the need for praise at the entrance. You have to leave the old version of you at the entrance. Are you brave enough to walk through? Are you brave enough to be quiet? Are you brave enough to bet on yourself when the odds say you should give up? Because if you are, if you can find that silence, if you can find that focus, 2026 won't just be another year. It will be the year you finally meet the person you were always meant to be. But it starts right now, not tomorrow, right now, with a decision to cut the noise, a decision to look in the mirror and say, it is just you and me. The world is loud. Be quiet. The world is distracted. Be focused. The world is pretending. Be real. Move in silence and let your success make the noise. But here is where the real test begins. It is one thing to say you are going to be silent. It is another thing entirely to handle the silence. Because when you stop acting for the crowd, when you stop posting every meal and every workout, when you stop texting people who drain you, the room gets very quiet. And in that quiet, you are going to feel something you might not have felt in a long time. You are going to feel the weight of your own potential staring back at you. You see, wanting something too much pushes away what you want. The more you chase something, whether it is success, love, or respect, the more it runs away from you. Think about trying to catch a butterfly. If you run after it, trying to grab it, it flies away. It feels your chaotic energy. But if you stand still, if you focus on becoming a garden, if you focus on your own stillness, the butterfly lands on your shoulder. That is the energy you need to bring into 2026. You have to stop chasing. You have to stop begging for a seat at tables where you are not even respected. When you stop chasing, you start attracting because you begin working from a place of having enough instead of wanting. You have to reach a point where you can look in the mirror and truly say that you like yourself. Not the version of you that gets likes on the internet. Not the version of you that buys drinks to impress strangers. The real you, the one with the scars and the flaws. A person once said they liked themselves enough to buy themselves a drink. Can you say that? Because if you do not like yourself, you will always be a slave to the opinions of people who do not even like themselves. There is a scary statistic that says if your dog gets sick, there is a very high chance you will get the medicine and give it to them. But if you get sick and get a prescription for yourself, there is only a 50% chance you will actually take it. Think about what that says about how you value yourself. You are able to care for a pet better than you care for yourself. You would never let your dog starve, but you let your own spirit starve every single day. You let your dreams starve. You feed your body junk. You feed your mind garbage. And then you wonder why you feel sick. In 2026, you have to treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. You have to treat yourself with the same respect you give to strangers. And part of that respect is protecting your energy from the snakes. I want you to imagine you are walking through the woods and a snake bites you. What do? Do you chase the snake into the woods to kill it? Do you try to find out why it bit you? Do you scream at the snake? No. If you chase the snake, the poison moves faster and you die. You do not chase the snake. You heal the wound. You get the help you need to save yourself. But so many of you are chasing snakes. Someone is rude to you at work. That is a snake bite. You spend all week talking about it, planning revenge, and staying angry. You are chasing the snake. Someone leaves a mean comment on your post. Snake bite. You spend an hour writing a reply. You are chasing the snake. A relationship ends. Snake bite. You look at their profile to see if they are happy without you. You are chasing the snake into the deep, dark woods. And while you are chasing them, you are dying. In 2026, we do not chase snakes. We heal. We move on. We understand that revenge is a distraction. The best revenge is not destroying them. The best revenge is building yourself until they do not matter. It is getting to a place where you do not even care if they are watching because you are so focused on your own rise. This brings us back to the work, the real work, the boring work. We live in a culture that is obsessed with the result but hates the process. Everyone wants the championship ring, but nobody wants the 4 a.m. practice. Everyone wants the famous moment, but nobody wants the years of being unknown. But let me tell you about the extra 22 seconds. There was a runner who had a habit. No matter how long the run was, he would always run for exactly 22 seconds more than he planned. Why? Because that little extra, that tiny push when your body wants to stop, that is where the growth lives. You have to be willing to do the things that are hard to repeat. You have to be willing to build systems that work without you needing to be the center of attention. The most successful people, the quiet ones who run the world, they do not just rely on being liked. They rely on being ready. They walk into a room and they are 3 moves ahead because while everyone else was talking, they were studying. They use being ready as a weapon. When you are silent, you can hear things others miss. You become dangerous because you are watching. In a loud meeting while everyone is shouting, the person who wins is usually the one who stayed quiet, took notes, watched body language, and then spoke one sentence that cut through the noise. That is the power you are building. You are turning listening into a goal, but you have to accept that this path is going to feel lonely, and that is okay. You have to see loneliness as being alone on purpose. Loneliness is when you lack yourself. Being alone on purpose is when you are rich with yourself. Great minds did not just put up with being alone. They used it as a way to win. They set aside time to think. When was the last time you just sat and thought? No phone, no music, no podcast, just you and your brain solving your problems. If you cannot sit in a room alone for 15 minutes without feeling nervous, you are not free. You are a slave to being busy. You need to break that chain. You need to look at things from above. When you feel like your problems are crushing you, close your eyes and zoom out. See yourself in your room, then see your house in the neighborhood, then the city, then the country, then the planet spinning in the dark. From that view, that email that annoyed you does not matter. That person who did not text you back does not matter. It makes your ego smaller and your view bigger. It reminds you that you are part of something huge and your small complaints are just dust. This allows you to realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the one thinking the thoughts. Just because a thought enters your head, like saying you are not good enough or they are laughing at you, it does not mean you have to agree with it. You can look at that thought and say it is just an idea. It is not the truth. You have to stop letting your emotions drive the car. Your emotions should be passengers, not the driver. They can give you info. They can say you are feeling sad, but they do not get to grab the wheel and drive you off a cliff. You decide. You use logic. It was believed that bad emotions are just the result of bad choices in how we think. If you change how you think, you change the emotion. So when you face a problem in 2026, and you will, you are not going to fall apart. You are going to look at it and ask if this is something you can control. If it is not, you accept it. You do not fight the weather. You do not scream at the rain. You put on a coat and you keep walking. If it is something you can control, you get to work. That is the secret to a mind that cannot be shaken. And let's talk about the people around you, because as you change, they will get uncomfortable. They will say, you have changed. And you should look them in the eye and say, you hope so. Because if you have not changed, you are dying. Growth is uncomfortable for those who refuse to grow. Your change shows that they are staying the same. You might have to love some people from far away. You might have to realize that some people are only in your life because you are useful to them, not because they value you. Not being there is a powerful teacher. Sometimes the only way to show someone your worth is to leave. If you walk away and they do not fight for you, they did not value you, and that hurts. But it is the truth, and the truth will set you free. Do not be afraid to be the bad guy in their story if it means being the hero in yours. You have to set rules. A rule is not a wall. It is a door that you lock. You decide who gets a key. And in 2026, you are changing the locks. You are going to stop explaining yourself. Explaining is a habit from when you were a child and needed to justify yourself to adults. You are grown now. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your goals, your food, your sleep, or your dreams. When you stop explaining, you take back your power. No is a full sentence. You are going to build habits that nobody knows about. You are going to wake up early, not to post a picture, but to get a head start on the old you. You are going to read books that nobody knows you are reading. You are going to build skills that nobody knows you are building. You are going to become a ghost. And I know part of you wants the credit. Part of you wants to say, look how hard I am working. That is your ego. Kill it. The good feeling you get from telling people your goals actually tricks your brain into feeling like you have already done them. It makes it less likely that you will actually do the work. Keep that energy inside. Let the pressure build. Let that internal pressure become the fuel that drives you through being tired, because you will be tired. There will be days when you question everything. There will be days when the dark room feels more like a jail than a safe place. In those moments, you have to rely on discipline, not the feeling of wanting to work. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a command. Motivation says, I do not feel like it. Discipline says, do it anyway. You have to fall in love with the boredom of doing the same things. The effect of doing small things over time is real. Small, smart choices done over and over lead to a huge difference. It is not the one big workout. It is the 300 workouts you did when you did not want to. It is not the one big video. It is the hundreds of hours of practice that made you good enough. We are talking about changing your whole mind. You are going to stop just using things and start making things. Most people wake up and immediately give their brain to the world. They check messages and social media. They are reacting.